Cool. All right. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Luxon Smart Home Tour Experience Tour. I'm here today with my colleague Andreas.
Hi guys, how you doing?
He's our partner, our international partner coach. So any questions you might have on the technical end, you would be reaching out to him. And my name is Jessie, and I'm from the international sales and lead development team. So tonight we're going to really show you mainly the features in the showroom. So this is really geared towards any home builders or anyone wanting to build a house or anything like that. Before we get started, we just wanted to show you our chat function. So we'll be using this throughout the evening. So if you could show Andreas, maybe we could show them.
So I have my phone here by my side. Don't think that I'm just watching on Instagram or anything. I'm gonna have the chat open, so hopefully when you write in the any questions you have, I can see them, and we'll do later on after we just showed the two. We are gonna make a quick Q&A and just answer all the questions that might be still open. But gonna continue with the two then.
Maybe we could then just have a few of you guys say hi, maybe where you're coming from, just to make sure it's working. Maybe why you're interested, if you're building any houses, just to make sure it's working. Anyone there?
So I think, unfortunately, because I'm just an attendee on my phone, I can't see your chat.
Okay.
But that's okay. You can see the comments, and then you can read in the questions from our attendees. So that's going to be good as well. So
all right, cool.
You can see the chat then, and Krista, our lovely camera woman, is gonna tell us your questions then.
All right,
cool.
So let's get started then.
Let's get going.
When we first think about smart home and automation and everything we hear, usually in the media, we hear about you have a different app for the audio, a different app for the light, and a different app for the security. I mean, for us, this doesn't really need integration. So tonight, this evening, you're going to see through all of our technology and all this demonstration, really what we found the solution for integration. So for example, having the security system work with the lighting, how we can integrate this to really provide a harmonious solution throughout the house. So how about we just get started and walk first over to I guess this would be our most beautiful product, our Luxon touch switch. So what we could first maybe show in the showroom is our lighting. So maybe all the lighted fixtures that we have here. We have a lot of them. Andreas, usually, if we had this many lights, what would we usually also have on all the walls?
We are gonna have a lot of LED strips. Luxon loves indirect lighting. Just gives the whole room a nice kind of depth, especially behind a big TV screen that we have on the wall right there. It's just a great addition into your home, and I just love it at home. I'm gonna have like about 25 LED strips, so I'm kind of addicted to them.
And if you're not lucky enough then to have this Luxon, usually maybe there's gonna be all of these little switches around. You can picture switch next to switch, over there, over there, over there. I mean, just to control all this lighting, you're going to have to walk a kilometer to go here, turn this one on, to turn this one on, to turn this one on. I mean, just in this living kitchen space. So here we found a solution where you can control all of the lighting in one solution, one click. So if you come over here, you can see that we have 5 push buttons here. We have this main one in the center to control our lighting. We have on the side here for our shading and our audio. So let's first show perhaps our lighting. So in the living space and kitchen, dining room, it's quite a nice room. What are we usually doing here, Andreas? What are we doing in the kitchen? And
this room is really modern. Like now in Austria, when we're building big homes, there's most likely some kind of big open space, right? You see there's a lot in here, and there's kind of a problem sometimes when you want to centrally control the lights for the whole area, but then also want to separately or individually control them. So maybe in the living room, you're gonna watch TV, but then at the same time, somebody's gonna cook something in the kitchen, and both of them want to have the same light. So same thing applies. I just want to have one individual control in the living room for my LED strips nicely placed behind my TV, and then just my lighting fixtures in the kitchen. At the same time, maybe somebody is eating or reading anything on our big table. So here it's always just, hey, I want to have a central control because I don't want to, when I turn them all, just make a big roundabout and then turn everything off. But I just want to have a central and an individual control.
Yeah, exactly. So as Amber said, maybe the kids are playing in here, so maybe a different mood or scene, we can call this. Someone's cooking there, someone's eating there. So for all these different activities, we really kind of prefer a different lighting. So maybe we can show us going through the lighting here. With just one click, you're able to go. So a bit more of a nice green vibe here. This is great maybe if you're entertaining or you don't need so much light, and maybe
I can quickly show you also. We have our nice app here. And sorry about that, everything's in German because you're in Austria and we just speak German, so that's what we're gonna deal with today. And yeah, now the welcome scene is active. It's just our green Luxon lighting. So when somebody comes into the showroom, he's of course gonna be greeted with the Luxon image. So yeah.
Yeah, so easily accessible from the app. And so as you can see in the kitchen, there's actually a bit more light. So perhaps this is best if someone's cooking in there, then we don't want to chop our fingers. This is better. Someone's in here just relaxing, taking a nap. So this is maybe this nice scene here for cooking. Then it goes even a bit better. Maybe there's only someone cooking right now and no one else in the rest of the room.
So you can see here on the app automatically, without me switching everything, it was just a touch. Now the only cooking scene is going to be activated. And so no room in the living area, no room in the dining area, because if nobody's in there, we're just going to need the lights in the kitchen. Now, Jessica, if you can press one more time, I'll just show you that it automatically switches also in the app. And now what we have here, now we have eating. So if you take a look at the big table right there, that's where the whole light is.
Nice.
Here we have just the TV. So here in the living area, it's a very diffuse, like a not very bright light, right? We have a real nice color here, so that just when you're watching TV,
maybe a scary film, something to set the mood,
some horror movie.
Yeah. And then
that's not much light that we had on when we got started.
And then say let's go back to this one, and we're not a fan of the red again. Yeah, how easy is it to switch it again?
It's really easy. It's just one button press into the app, and then we're right back at where we started with the welcome.
I like the green.
Yeah, green is good.
All right, excellent. All right, so then maybe we can then speak a bit more about what else do we have in this room that we'd want to control?
Well, Jessica already gave you a little hint. We have all pretty much the topics that we want to control every day, pretty much on our touch. And yeah, one of those things is gonna be our shading and gonna be our music. I'm just quickly gonna show you the music. Actually, we are not allowed to let it play very long because YouTube is gonna strike us. So bear with me here. I'm just gonna activate it very quick. It's on the right side of our touch. And yeah, there's a few functions like when I press one time, I'm just gonna turn it on. With another double tap on the top, I'm gonna jump into my next room favorite. So I'm just gonna jump to the next one, right? And a double tap at the bottom is just gonna deactivate it. And I'm just gonna start it up. And I'm gonna make it real quick, a little bit louder.
So you can. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So now you can hopefully hear it, and that YouTube doesn't get on our tail. We just turn it off with a quick double click, and now it's already gone. Cool. Other topic would be the shading, right?
Shading, yeah, correct.
Cool. I just want to quickly show you something before I let the whole shading go up. Of course, this central touch now is going to be controlling all of our rooms, but if you have an individual touch here, like we're going to show you later in our kitchen, then it's only this part that is going to control, right? But right now, what I wanted to show you is this big door out to our terrace. And now you can see, just so we could show off better our light, is that the whole shadings are done. But now if I want to go out, I don't have to go either to the touch and I'll let the shadings go up. Don't have to go into the app. I'm just going to open up my door. Really nice automatically. Shading's going to go up. Of course, I just have to wait a few seconds till it's up there. But yeah, automatically with the opening of a magnet contact on the door, the shading is going to go up. And yeah, if I want to have the whole shading app, I can either go to my app or I just quickly go to my touch. Again, very simple, just the up one is for going up and the down one is for going down. If I press that, now you can see in the whole room, all the shadings are going to go up.
so then perhaps, so today in Austria, it's not too sunny. We're still waiting on the sun to come out. But perhaps maybe on a sunny day, what could we talk about maybe with the shading about having this automated, having this so we don't need to then again run around, put the shade down and the shade down and the shade down. Is there maybe some way that the mini server, that the system can know where the position of the sun is?
Yeah, exactly. So really nice thing about the mini server, it's smart. That's why this thing is called smart home. The mini server is gonna think for you, hey, where's the sun at the moment? With geo coordinates, we know exactly where the mini server is at the moment, and therefore we know how high is the sun. And with a weather station here outside, you're gonna know, is there actually sun outside or is it raining, and I don't even have to shade. So here we are gonna look at the inside temperature. We're gonna look at the cardinal direction your window is gonna look in, because if one window looks to the north and one window looks to the south, then they don't have to shade at the same time. And yeah, we're just gonna have a look if outside the sun is really there. And then when all these three things apply, that it's like maybe too hot in the room, when the sun is there and the window looks in the direction of the sun so that actually sunlight can come in, then we're gonna start automatically shading for you. And if you have these nice slats with your jalousies, then we actually gonna control those slats and let them in a nice area that there's still enough light for you in the room. So it's not too dark for you in here. You still have a whole night brightened up room, but there's no direct sunlight coming in and like blinding you or anything like. And there's also one more cool thing for those people who are very into like climate control. Of course, here we have a whole ventilation system, we have a floor heating, everything, but also the shading is going to take its part, and it's going to do a passive cooling. So when we detect that it's going to get too hot in the room, that's where the temperature is going to play in factor here. We're just going to let it down. We're going to block out the sun, but not from the sun, from the lighting, the room heats further up. We're just going to block it up. Other way around, if it's too cold, when we see, okay, maybe nobody is at home, but in a few hours somebody's come home, we can tell them, hey, in an hour we want to have it by 3 degrees warmer. So we're gonna open up the slats a little bit, let more sun in, use the warmth of the sun, so we don't have to use as much heating maybe from other sources. And yeah, the sun's free, so why not?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is definitely a cool aspect of this. Maybe then we can talk about back to maybe the lighting. Another cool thing I'd like to kind of highlight is the sense of maybe, since we know now COVID is ending, maybe we're going on some holidays again, and we don't want anyone coming into our house or breaking in. We can actually, the lighting has the possibility to actually have a presence simulation. So we can just turn this on, and then we don't need to worry about anything. But if we were to maybe still have a worry, we can also integrate security into the home. So maybe Andreas can show you well in the app. You can arm it for us. Maybe once we shut the door.
So there's actually for us, when we're doing a tour, an extra burglar alarm that we can open up and well activate. Otherwise, my boss is going to get notified and I don't want that. So I'm just going to go into my central functions, and now there's this the tour that I'm going to have to activate, and then I have my categories. I know sorry it's in German, but alarm you're still going to get. And now there is my experience tour burglar alarm, and it's this one. And now I'm just going to arm it. I could also arm it with a delay. This is, for example, something that we use when we are leaving the house, that after 5 minutes, after I send the impulse to leave the home, that the burglar alarm is just going to get armed. But now you close the door, perfect, and I'm going to arm. And there's still something right up. Oh, the balcony door is open. Sorry about that. But no worries. It's just when a window gets open, a balcony door, you know, we have those window monitoring contacts, magnet contacts. And if somebody is up, then we're just going to activate the burglar alarm. And now you're already hearing the first step of the tour, which is going to be the clicking from the touches. Now, if you see it on the top, it's a little bit bright, but we actually let the lights flash. And then after some more time, we're going to go ahead with the audio. So, hold on a second. Perfect. Yeah, and what we can also do, for example, additionally is, for example, we're gonna do siren over the audio player. We, for example, could also do a TTS message, which is really funny because you can then select what kind of text is being read, and you can just tell them, hey, police coming, either you leave my home, you go to jail, for example, if you want to do that. And now, well, for us, it's long enough. I think we have fun of the clicking. So I'm just going to disarm it and everything's right back down. Of course, I can let this programmed in any kind of way, and the time's going to be selected. I don't have to use the touches. The great things about the burglar alarm, that lock song can make it in any kind of way you want to have it. We can include the motion sensors from the ceiling, also from the outside. We can do it, of course, with the magnet contacts. Our window handles also have like a vibration sensor. So somebody tries to smash in the window, we're still going to get him. Or when he then walks into the room, the motion sensors then is going to detect them, more or less. So yeah, that's about the burglar alarm. There's also something really cool with the water.
Yeah, of course. So let's maybe picture, this is our water alarm. Let's picture you're on a holiday again, and maybe you're have a second home in France, and you've just left it a few hours ago. So you're 8 hours drive, and you hear now that you're, let me turn it on actually.
So the thing is, the contact is at the bottom, so no worries about that. Now, if you press the contact with the water, see at the back, then it's going to be activated.
And so you would get this push notification right here on your cell phone. But say you're still 8 hours drive away. What are you going to get in your car and drive like crazy, and then hope that the house isn't flooded when you get home? Right within the app, you can actually automate it so that you can actually shut off the water valve right from your phone, so that you can, still drive and make sure the house is okay, but the water can get shut off right as you've noticed that there's been a water leakage. So this is also another really cool security feature that we offer. So now we maybe are gonna move into a different room. So before I'm gonna do this, I'm maybe gonna not wanna waste too many things. So I'm just gonna go over here and give it triple tap, and everything shuts off, shade-ins down, back to the automated settings. So this is what would have been automatically set for this time of day. So as you can see, this shade-in hasn't gone down because we'd still like a little bit of light in the room. So shade-in's down, audio's off, lights are off, and so we're good to go into the next room. So as you saw when we came, we just left, we wanted to turn the lights off. But in some rooms, you may like to have the lights come on automatically when you walk in. So for example, perhaps the bathroom. So you can just maybe show this quickly how this comes on. You can even automate music and audio to come on if you'd like as well when you go in the bathroom. Some of us like this, maybe especially in a public, in a commercial space, it would be ideal as well. And then if you follow me over across here to something very Austrian, a sauna. This is the best thing about this country. So if you follow me into here, this is our sauna. And this as well, you'll see we have another one of our touch switches. And on Andreas's phone, we can see as well, we can control the app. So we can turn everything on in the sauna just using the app. So maybe you've also now gone skiing. Well, you're in Austria, of course. So you just got back from skiing and you're maybe not home yet and you'd like to warm up the sauna. This is definitely possible. Maybe you're 10 minutes away, you heat it up and you can just jump right in.
So here, for example, we can just see the sauna. I can now start a session. The cool thing also is that I can do this from an external connection. So yeah, as you said, when I just come home from skiing, just gonna activate it. And when I'm home after an hour, it's gonna be all there already hot and nice for me. So yeah, for example, I could now select a finish, a hurdle, a soft stream bath, whatever then I want, and I can select it and start it right away. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so maybe let's go on to the next room, maybe where the magic really happens.
So we're gonna now enter our very nice bedroom, the bifold. Yeah, I'm gonna. This thing that I'm carrying around is our NFC fob, and this, for example, can also be an access solution down at the main door. For us, of course, this is also used as hotel rooms when like colleagues are staying over, you know. You're just gonna grab one of these. You could also do it with a coat, but the easiest thing would be just to hold it on there. And please just in this nice room. Perfect.
Yeah. What can you say about the room?
Other than it's really looking comfy.
Yeah, we've had a long day. Yeah, so we can maybe show that we also have another touch switch here. This is one ideally for the bedroom because say you've got home from a long day. I mean, you get home and you know your husband's waiting for you, your boyfriend, maybe your toy boy, maybe hopefully not all three. We all been there. We get home and they say, have you turned off the lights? And you say, yeah. Are you sure? And you know they're not going to stop until all you have to do is go over to your switch. 3 clicks, everything's off in the house and night mode is now activated. So if we had the shading done, maybe it's a bit more realistic, but all the lights are off in the house, all the audio. Of course. We don't even have to get up to do this.
No.
All the audio is off in the house. The lighting, everything, security system is now armed so that you don't need to worry about this. And now you don't even need to say, you don't even need to get up or say anything. You can just say, yeah, it's actually been done.
Yeah.
So.
The really cool thing also here is that we have motion sensors at the ceiling. And when now the night mode has been activated, those motion sensors at the top are deactivated because if you turn around in the bed while you're sleeping, you don't want the light to go on. What happens initially is also that we have motion sensors under the bed. You can't see them, fortunately. Or can you see them? Maybe.
Are they lit? Or it's
No,
maybe
they're
too.
not. But the motion sensors are going to detect you when you step down from the bed, and then the lights are going to go on in a very dimmed. You know, it's not very bright because if you're sleeping with someone, with a partner, or you avoid them, you can, of course, don't wake them up. And this dim light can go from the bedroom to the kitchen for a midnight snack, or it can go to the toilet, because when you get up in the middle of the night, you're pretty much going to do one of those two things. So yeah, the night mode is something really cool. I use it at home and I love it. I can't live without it because I tend to forget to turn off everything when I go to bed. So yeah, at the morning, of course, when you're going to activate your alarm clock, for example, at 7 a.m., there can happen a number of things. The radio can go on. There's a TTS message, maybe wishing you good morning, whatever you want. Of course, when there's you can program that the shading is going to go up, and really anything that you would like to do. Also something that I wanted to show you, I'm quickly gonna deactivate my night mode. So usually the night mode is deactivated via the alarm clock, so at 7 a.m. Or you can also set a time, for example, every day at 12 a.m. that I'm gonna be deactivating it. But now I'm just gonna quickly do it via my app. And now let's say it's night, I want to watch TV. I can just press with my remote, activate my TV, and automatically with me, without touching anything, the light can go on. I can let the shades go to a specific position that I want. So we also can learn in IR commands from normal remotes, from your AC, for example, from your TV, as you just saw, and then just control it. So this product is called the IR Control Air. It's really nice, check it out. So that we can, for example, also make these solutions with the TV, for example, as you just saw. And yeah, one recommendation if you're thinking about making a Luxon home and you have, for example, elderly people at home or maybe children, and you think, okay, these touches are really cool, but they seem kind of confusing. Keep the programming the same in every room. Because if you live in a Luxon home for like 2 days, you have no idea about what the touches are doing, but they work the same in every room. You're not going to hesitate to touch them because you know, okay, I can either just control music, the lights, and the shading. So what bad should happen, right? Then you're just going to try it out, maybe flip the music and the shading 1 or 2 times, but after 2 days, everybody is going to get used to it. So my parents, for example, I did our home with Luxon, and they were also like, hey, I only want to have the touch in a few parts, but then after a few weeks, they just said, okay, that's really nice. I want to have it everywhere. And since then, therefore, the whole house is automated with Luxon. So yeah, as I said, also in this room, the middle is the light, the left side is the shading, and the right side is the music. I'm not gonna play it because YouTube.
Yeah.
Cool. Other than that.
Yeah. So what's really going on here?
Perfect. Done. Let's go out again.
Yeah.
One thing I also want to show you, or you can show with the double click now.
Oh yeah.
So every time you're gonna leave a room, you don't, of course, as you and me, you forget stuff, maybe to turn off the TV, whatever. When you leave the room, you're just gonna make a double click, and this is a reset for the whole room. So for example, a TV can go off, lights go off, music go off, and the shading is gonna be put into the automatic mode, where we again then just see what's the temperature, do we have to shade, what's the sun, and so on. So yeah, every time you're gonna leave a room, double click it and you don't have to worry about anything.
All right. So you can then maybe show a bit of access.
Yeah. You want to go down and answer that?
Yeah, cool. Let's do that.
Okay. So something that we like to see is a central place in the house where we are going to be controlling it, because we might lose our phone and then just want to, or maybe it has doesn't battery and you want to do certain thing in the app. So you always have your iPad centrally placed. Also, a very good thing is Jess is going to ring the doorbell in a few seconds, and then you're going to see how it pops up. And just that. So now you can see here, the app is just going to pop up with the video. There's Jess. And now we can, for example, with this, yeah, well, I can now talk to her if we're just going to start the call. Cool. So this is going to be the intercom, the access, as I showed you earlier with the door. You can also have an NFC code touch with those little nice green tags. But if you just want to have the video and the possibility to talk to them, then the intercom is going to be a really nice solution here. Now, there's a lot more with the iPad, with the whole app to show. So we can here, for example, go to our favorites. Now you can see this will be our intercom. So I can also just have a look at the video whenever I want. There's the burglar alarm. This is my garage tour. There's a wall box when we are going to load our electric cars and so on. There's our audio central. So I can always see, for example, which audio zones are being grouped with the nice zones, what they're called, where they're playing and whatnot. There's a central function. So here, for example, we can also see the storm protection. There's a freezing protections for shading. Here are our windows. So now, for example, you can see that the door on the terrace is still open. And yeah, then we have the rooms. So these are all the rooms we have. We have a, please, somebody just try it for yourself and try to pronounce some of our hotel rooms with Oachkatzel. Everybody who knows how to pronounce this, please write in chat, because you're gonna get a cookie or something, or a sticker bear. Or maybe if you know what it means, then just write it in chat. I'll be really curious if somebody knows what a sticker bear is. There's the categories. So here we just have the lighting, shading, multimedia, alarm, energy, and so on. So for example, energy, when I go in here, I can see the wall box. Now there's no car connected, but we have a PV system, like solar panels on the top of our house. And here I can see a really cool oversight with the production. Right now it's pretty cloudy outside, so only have 734 watt. Then we have a consumption with 634 watt. And then also we see, for example, right now, because our battery is actually completely full, it's at 99%, and we have an overproduction, we're going to load it into the grid, and yeah, going to cache out a little bit. So we can, for example, also have a look here with what was the production today, what is the production or like the CO2 saving that we have, and also in the year of 2021, we have already saved 283 euros, which is really great. And then you can just go, yeah, after a few years, my whole smart home is going to pay for itself. Of course, there's always statistics that you can have a look on and just see, hey, what were the sunny days where I produced more, what were the bad days where it rained, and we didn't have as much production. So yeah, this is the app where we just recommend having one central place, because I really don't like the idea that you have to get your phone for doing anything in the app. So for example, now if I want to change anything in here, I'll just go to my room that I want to change it in. So for example, my infamous bifocal, and I can go to my lighting, which is currently off, and I can go to more. And now here in the master lighting, I can, for example, make a few slides, turn it up, or let me even go to the launch. You can see it in the back that are what I'm going to be changing. So I'm going to go to the launch, going to go to the, yeah, and here, for example, I can just, as usual, change my scenes, right? And what I want to do was, for example, show you how you can make a disco even if you want. So let's go here. Let's turn everything up. Sorry about that. Everything's on 100%. And now I can, for example, get it to blue and just let the disco play here in the back. And yeah, so Luxon can just really create every kind of scene that you would like and the kind of mood that you're up for. We can save those scenes. So if you now found your perfect orange tone that you would like, we can just save those as a scene, and you can always activate it with a click of a button. So yeah, with the app, this is really helpful. But in general, the whole thing that Luxon wants you to understand is that this is not needed. This is of course nice to have somewhere centrally placed, and you can also do it with your phone. But the whole house generally should be able to control without them. So this is why we have the touches everywhere, where we then can just do it the same with a click of a button and don't need the app for it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You can come back in here. Just something else I'd like to highlight is that now it's around almost 7 here, so it's maybe getting dark in a few hours. So say we were maybe gonna have some people over, entertain. And maybe what's the problem with this, with all of these neighbors around us? I mean, we all have neighbors, unless I don't know if there's any millionaires or serial killers in the chat, but we all usually have neighbors, correct? Yeah. Hopefully not. Yeah. So yeah, in this case, when we are entertained at night, we don't want our neighbors seen. So this is when we can actually activate the shade-in to actually keep in all of our light and to keep out anyone peeking in. So this is really a nice feature as well, that you can really program the shade-in any time of day, and it serves all uses. Yeah. So then I guess we can, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in this room or this space?
In general, maybe at the end, I just wanted to say that Luxon programming can completely be individual. Now, this is our showroom where we have done a few features that are just nice for us to show off, like for example, TTS messages and so on. But how you want to program your house can be completely individual to you. With your trusted Luxon partner, you can make pretty any kind of extra solution, logic, or integration of any kind of product that you want. We have really many interfaces here to connect to third-party manufactured devices. So yeah, maybe as an end note, Luxon, this is a standard, the showroom, this is a one way it could look like in your home as well, but in your home it can look a lot different if you want it to be. Yeah, that's basically all that's there to say from the showroom. If there's now any kind of questions, generally still open, I'm totally happy to do like a Q&A.
Yeah, let's open it now to any questions you may have, anything you might want to know, or
let me see if I can read the chat on here.
Oh yeah, it might only be on.
How do you integrate air conditioning with Luxon?
Air conditioning is a really great topic. We also have it done here in the showroom. We have one central ventilation, but yeah, we have done a lot of integrations with centrally wired relays towards to the AC systems, but also we have interfaces like RS485 Modbus RTU, and then we're just going to have to make the connection to the AC devices that you have, and then via the Luxon in the programming we can just make a fit solution for you. So for example, if you have an AC, just a fan with 3 speeds, you just need 3 relays, for example, that you can control: fan speed 1, fan speed 2, fan speed 3. The last is just software programming. Luxon has a really great solution here. It doesn't take long. And yeah, otherwise, if you have a communication via Modbus, as I said, for example, then it's even easier. We just get the data sheet from the manufacturer, create the connection in Luxon config, then we can control it. So here it depends a lot of what kind of AC system you have, because Luxon has not directly its own fan. There's no Luxon fan. We have a comparison with Leaf that we can now integrate in our 2 systems, the Tree, which is the wired version, and then the Air, which is the wireless version, so that you always have a Luxon based option. But yeah, if you already have an AC system in mind, there's good chance that we just can integrate it via relays or one of the interfaces that we have.
And the MVHR?
MVHR, is that a brand?
This is, for me, this is too technical.
Maybe the person who asked it, MVHR. I mean, as I said, if it's just a AC brand, then look it up if there's what kind of interface it's communicating via. Maybe also it's just a digital output, as I said, a relay. Then if one of that's the cases, we can most definitely integrate it.
Can you program the light switches to different things? For example, replace the blinds up and down to do something else?
Yeah, most definitely.
Mhm.
As I said, this is
Yeah.
one standard. We just showed it how it could look like, but the touches are completely free programmable.
You can have this maybe in the garage and program it instead of the blinds going up. You would program it for the door, the garage door to go up and down, for example.
That's a really good
This
use
is a
case, yeah.
common one, yeah. So you can really program them to do whatever you want. This is just the standard how it would come.
The MVHR, it's the mechanical ventilation heat recovery system.
Heat recovery. Okay. I mean, we have an heat exhauster, I think it's called, that we can integrate, of course. As my experience, it's also just a relay output that we're gonna use. So here in our ventilation system, we can select in the heating, so in the ventilation, do we want to just have an exhaust fan right now? Do we just want to get the cold air in the room, or do we want to use the heat exhauster with like the air from outside, heat it up, and then blow it inside the room to extra heat it up? Maybe I can show you real quick in the app. We should have a program. So when we go to the launch, for example, we have our ventilation. Somewhere here, yeah, it's a Raumlüftungssteuerung, so don't worry about the German, but this is our ventilation. And now, for example, I could say that the ventilation goes active, and then I can select with manual, for example, that also the Wärmetauscher. The Wärmetauscher is then now the heating exchanger. Not sure what the specific term is in English. I'm sorry about that. But here, yeah, if you have an option that heats up the cold air from outside and blows it in up, this is no problem. We're just going to have an output from the mini server, for example, a digital output, a relay that is going to activate it, and we just integrate that in our config, in our program, and that's it. We then just can use it with our visualization for manual control, and of course automatically with our logic.
So can we set one temperature and Loxone can decide to start the AC or turn heating on?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the whole Loxone standard, yeah. So we have an intelligent room controller, we call it, and you set one comfort temperature. So pretty much it's target temperature, which can be 22 degrees, for example. And then the Loxone just decides, hey, is it too cold in the room? Yes, we're gonna shade, we're gonna activate the ventilation. If there's a warmer air outside than inside the room, of course, we're not gonna blow in the warmer air from outside into the room when we wanna cool down. Otherwise, if it's too cold, we're of course going to use the warmer air to heat it up. It's the same with the shading. So we can do it both ways, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Good questions. Really like
Yeah,
that.
keep them coming. Any more? I think no.
Does Loxone have voice command device like Google or Alexa?
This is a common question.
Yeah. We get it a lot, well, especially I get it a lot. There's a general thing now with Loxone, we don't have our own Loxone like voice control yet. The whole topic is a little bit still too thinky, but it's in the making, I would say, because I just get it so much. Loxone is really probably can't wait with it, and we're gonna make a solution. There's already solutions out there that you can look on. For example, One Home would be a solution, but not to I can't promise anything. I'm not saying that there's something coming for sure, but my best guess would be that we are gonna find a good solution here, just because it's gonna come more and more. I'm actually a little bit surprised, to give you my honest opinion. I'm not that big of a voice control guy. I don't know about you, Jess.
Yeah, for me, maybe my accent is too difficult to
Yeah,
understand
that
sometimes.
could be my
But,
Austrian accent.
yeah.
Just
but maybe one day we'll have a Loxy, we call it.
oh, that'd be nice.
But if there's a solution, a third-party solution you might want to integrate, this is also doable. So this is not only close to Loxone.
Yeah.
If you're currently building a house and you see something like this, you might want to incorporate. This is something that you can definitely have an option for.
Yeah. So for the person, if you're like really rushing for a solution here, I can recommend you One Home. So just number one, and then Home. They're doing an integration with Amazon Alexa and Apple Home, I think. But yeah, if you're not rushing for the solution, just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Get our newsletter. I think if you have registered on this webinar, now you have our newsletter. And yeah, my best guess is that in the future we're gonna find a good solution to have it.
Is this tab locks on or just any tab can work? Tab, the touch,
The tab.
the touch,
The touch.
iPad.
the touch.
The touch, yeah, this is our Luxon Touch product. So this is really our baby. This is our most beautiful product, as we call it.
Yeah, that's
We like to say almost the most beautiful product you'll never touch, because we've demonstrated it a lot in this webinar tonight. Since you have the things, everything programmed throughout the house, you're usually not having to always go up to this. So this is our Luxon Touch, but you can maybe have it connected to communicate with other products. This is also a possibility. But once you have this in the house, you know that this is going to connect with other Luxon products throughout the house. So this is the kind of seamless part of it.
Can we see the control box and wiring?
Yeah, we could. I mean, it's no problem. It's a little bit of a risky move, because down below the internet connection, we did like a test run yesterday, and with the internet connection of the phone, because we are making sort of a very good phone camera, and yesterday like the internet connection, then the YouTube started lagging and the Zoom call started lagging. So I would actually say, if it's, maybe we can like show a picture or anything.
Yeah,
I think we have pictures online probably.
Yeah, maybe we're also happy to supply this to you after the webinar. We have other previous recordings of it, but this is true.
If you're really curious, I think you can just Google a Luxon show home, and we have a blog where the cabinet is being shown. I mean, it's no secret, it's a really big one, because we just have a lot of indirect lightings with all our RGBW controllers. But yeah, for the sake of the stream, for the sake of the Zoom call, I would actually say let's stay up here, just because yesterday we had a little bit of a network issue there with the Wi-Fi.
Is Luxon integratable with third-party app platforms?
Yeah. So as I kind of previously said, if you'd like a solution like One Home, this is a third-party example that is definitely doable. You can just, if you're a house builder, you just can talk with your technician about that you'd like, with your electrician, that you'd like to integrate this third-party thing with Luxon. And if you're an electrician or a partner with us, then this is something that our technician Andres here can assist you with. So this is definitely doable on one case-by-case basis. It's going to look a bit different, but Luxon is not closed off in that way to outside technology.
So I'm not the only technical spokesperson.
Yeah,
Jess here also actually knows a lot of stuff. So yeah, no, it's just so we have an open API. You can just Google Luxon API. You can also just have a look at our homepage under the support tab. There's data sheets and documentation. And then when you type in the API, you find everything for it. We have like GitHub pages created where you can find everything. So yeah, if you want to integrate anything API-based, Luxon is completely open. Yeah.
Can I control the power consumption, like switch being heat pump and pellet up to the temperature?
Yeah, there's an energy manager that we have in our system, and there we can do multiple examples now as well. As you saw down below, we have a wall box, and of course we now know what is the consumption of those devices, like what we have. Maybe the wall box connected, also the dishwasher, the dryer, and so on. And yeah, if it's just going to get enough for the production that I have right now, because we have a solar. If I have right now 700 watts production, for example, and I know what the wall box is consuming at the moment, I could make a priority list. I'm like, okay, first of all, because I'm going to have to drive in the morning again, the first priority is going to be the wall box, then it's the dishwasher, then the dryer, and so on. So yeah, if we produce enough, they can run simultaneously. But if we not produce enough, we're just going to use the first one and then do it step by step. And if it's really no production, then because it's night, we're just going to use it from the grid. And yeah, so that at the end of the day, everything's still done. But we're just going to try and maximize the produced energy that we make with the solar, just so you don't have to waste any money on the energy that you get from the grid.
Can a fireplace be controlled via Luxon?
A fireplace for like
an artificial one, for example, yeah, like the one here.
The fireplace, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Theoretically, it depends on it would be a really cool idea. I mean, what we have right here, there's like a little fireplace at the end. I think it is like a CO2 evaporator, and then we just make a light at the water evaporation. But yeah, it depends on the output. I mean, I don't have personal experience with integrating that one. But if you tell me, hey, this is either just a normal digital output or any kind of interface, then we can have a look. Also, something that I wanted to mention was that the mini server is a network device. So stuff like HTTP comments, UDP comments, BACnet, for example, if somebody comes from the industrial side, that's something that Luxon, the mini server, can do. So most likely stuff like that is no problem.
Do you place the sound controllers near the Luxon controller or in a different cabinet?
Our previous music server, the old one, which was a real big one, it was also really heavy. This one had its own network cabinet. But now we have a audio server. Check it out, it's really cool. It's just placed in the normal electrical cabinet next to the mini server. And it's a network device, so you're just gonna have to connect it to the router with your normal network cable. But yeah, it's placed in the electrical cabinet.
Any last questions or comments from the chat?
Can you see if anybody knows what a Sekreär is or a Beifoger? I would be so astonished. Every time somebody comes over from even Germany, they speak German, but this is Austria, not German. Don't get confused with our own slang. Then they try to pronounce it and they fail miserably. So Austrian language is not real German if you really slang.
Can I follow the parameters on a layout?
Parameters on a layout depends. I mean, if you mean the parameters in our configuration, you know, that you set up, like for example, hey, my ventilation now at this state blows from, you know, maybe you mean like a scheduler for the heating, for example. So what you can do is when you know, okay, me and my wife, we work from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, for example, you can always set that. In the morning, you want to have 22 degrees target temperature in like your bathroom and your living room, for example. And then over the day, you're just gonna not heat because when nobody's home, you don't have to heat it. And then when you come home, then you want to have 22 degrees again. This is something that you can save those parameters and change them in the app. You can do whatever here. Yeah, you're completely free to do that if you mean that.
Set up parameters of the heating valve.
Oh yeah, sure. We have a mixing valve controller, so that if you have we can control a whole heating, for example, in here as well. We have multiple valves. Every like heating circuit has its own valve, and with what I just described, with like setting target temperatures and so on, the Luxon mini server decides when to open up those valves, when to heat. We also calculate the flow temperature ourselves. This is the block. If there's a few programmers in there, there's the intelligent temperature controller, if you're familiar with the config. But yeah, there's definitely a possibility for us to mix to or control the mixing valve, any kind of type you have, and also calculate the flow temperature that you need. So yeah, because we calculate, it's no problem for us to when the water comes back, the cold one and the warm one that we heat up, to mix it together to get the wanted flow temperature that you need for your heating to create it. And then yeah, we're gonna open up the valve and let it run through the pipes so that it actually heats up or cools down your room. Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's it. Yeah. So yeah, the last thing is that we'll just then we understand that we maybe have some different home builders, some people that are looking maybe for a place, and maybe we also have some possible partners. So we're just going to open up. We already have opened up the poll. Have we done that? No. Oh, we've got to do that from the computer. We've got so many different devices. The whole production. So we're just going to open up.
Because you're the host. So let us just quickly give us a minute. We have. Don't go yet. We need some feedback from you. So yeah. We have now prepared a lot. It is nice to us, and now we just want from your side to know how did you like it, what you're interested in, and what's like your background. If you're so interested in just making your own looks on how maybe you want to become a partner. So yeah, quickly we're gonna start a poll, and then you can just answer the thing that applies to you, and yeah, we are gonna get in contact with you based on what you want to know from us. Yeah. So maybe also you can write in the chat how you enjoyed it.
Yeah. What was maybe
me and Jess did a good job. Maybe somebody knows what a bifold is.
Can we integrate gate opener with Luxon?
Gate openers, sure.
Yeah, this is definitely a topic I've also noticed in a lot of the African countries where something like security and access control is quite an interesting topic. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this is definitely doable where you can have the mini server connected with the gate. So this is maybe controlled by access control. So as we showed you our fob from a code, or also from a remote control. So this is all can be integrated. It doesn't matter how far it is from the main mini server. As long as it's in proximity.
Okay. And I would say no worries. For the poll, I think Krista, with you would have to do it via the phone, because when we join with the PC, we're just on
It's
attending.
good. Oh,
Can
Okay,
you maybe you can leave in the comments
Yeah,
and you
that would be
read
really
the-
nice. Unfortunately, Zoom,
okay, yeah.
only
And they
one,
should
only one can
in
be
the
the
chat.
host. So,
So
only the
read
phone
out.
can be the
read it
host, and
out.
we can start it from the phone.
Okay, so yeah, so sorry, just a bit of technical issues on the poll side. So maybe in the chat you can answer, and we can then record this data. So with if you can either say for answer 1, this would be that you're looking for an installer who can realize a Loxone installation in my project. So you're looking to integrate Loxone, and you're looking for a partner, an electrician. So you don't have one already. Perhaps also option number 2 is I already have hired an installer, but after seeing this amazing webinar tonight and seeing everything, you're like, wow, Jess and Andy, they're amazing. Yeah, maybe now you actually want to install Loxone into your home. So this is also an option, because we can actually reach out to the electrician and we can actually communicate with him, and this could be an option for you. And then the last option is option 3, is that you're actually an installer and then you'd like to become a Loxone partner. So this is option 1. Yeah, that again, option 1. You want to find someone, an installer, electrician already working with Loxone. Option 2, you'd want your already hired installer to integrate Loxone. And option 3 is you want to become a partner.
That's a good memory.
Yeah.
I lost everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, please give us some feedback. Fortunately, sorry that the poll doesn't work, but yeah, just write in the chat. And yeah, we can then come back to you guys. You've registered anyway, so we have your email address. And yeah, we're gonna come back to you and can go for it.
Yeah. All right.
Done?
Then I think then we'll leave you guys then.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Thanks
been
again
great.
for joining us. It was super fun, and
Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for participating, and
and
hopefully we see each other maybe when
speak
you.
on the phone or on the computer. So yeah. All
Cool.
right. I feel the same. Yeah.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.